So I've had my breasts done 3 times now.
3 times, wow.
Yes.
I am curious, how did this come about? Where did you find this surgeon? Did you just get on a flight and go to Turkey and just think, yep, getting my nose done?
Yeah, basically.
Wow. We're talking about the vibe over WhatsApp. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or were you on phone calls?
No,
with
WhatsApp, just chats.
I cannot believe you were chatting to them on WhatsApp.
Yeah, it was scary. To be honest, when I got to Turkey, I had to go straight from the airport to my surgeon, and I was kind of like, what have I done?
You have nice boobs, okay?
Thanks.
They're great.
Yeah, I know.
You should be very proud.
My greatest asset. We did an internal bra, which kind of like meshes your implants together. It's like a piece of mesh.
Wow.
It's crazy. Nice melons. I remember like crying in the toilets. Expose me.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I have a great one in store for you guys today because we are talking all things beauty, business, and social media. If you've ever wondered what it's like to get surgery overseas, what it takes to build a beauty brand from the ground up, and the truth about influencer culture, we are uncovering it all today. Joining me for this conversation is Elizabeth Kalash, the owner of Kalash Brows and Lashes. Elizabeth has owned a business for the last 8 years. She's navigated the highs and lows of building a business from the ground up. And she was a national finalist in Miss Universe Australia 2024. She is also a very dear friend of mine. So I know that you guys are going to love this conversation. So Elizabeth, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. I
you.
call you Lily. I just want to put that out there because for people that are listening to this and hear the word Lily, they're probably going to be like, do we have an extra person in the room with us? But it's just you.
It's just me.
Because for anyone who doesn't know, we met during Miss Universe Australia, which was how long ago? Over a year now?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Exactly a year now.
I remember the very first time that you messaged me on Instagram before we actually met in person, and you said to me, hey babe, just like reaching out, wanted to get to know a few of the girls in the program.
So nice.
You were so nice. You're honestly the cutest. And I remember just from that very first message just how sweet and like cute you were, and I was like,
thank you.
She's a keeper. And then when I met you in person, obviously, and I just thought you'd be the perfect person to come on today and to talk about all things beauty and business. I guess for anyone who doesn't know you, who is Elizabeth? Describe yourself in 3 words.
Fun.
Yes.
Like highlighted. Fun, just really honest, raw, authentic, I think are probably the best words that I could put.
You are. You're a straight shooter.
Yeah, definitely.
I got that vibe from you very early on, which I appreciate because I don't like fake people.
Thanks, same.
You're very, very open and very honest about things. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing in your early life.
So grew up in a Middle Eastern family. My parents came here as refugees, and yeah, they have been here I think for more than 30 years now. So, growing up was definitely hard. I was casted out from my siblings because I was born in Australia, whereas my siblings were both born overseas.
Right.
So that was a big point of difference because, I guess I grew up having the morals, the ethics of, our culture, everything that surrounds it, but then also having that Aussie influence as well, and like seeing how my Aussie friends are at school and what that was kind of like and bringing it into my family. So, growing up was it was beautiful. I had a beautiful upbringing. My parents were hardworking, and I think that's definitely what's instilled a lot of the hard working ethic in myself and my siblings. But it was challenging. Like going out, really late was hard because your parents don't understand, what it's like for kids to go out, or their kids, I guess, to
so
go out.
I'm guessing they were strict.
Yeah,
growing up.
I mean, reasonably strict. Yeah. Thankfully, because I was the last child, a lot of it kind of was eased off because of my sister and
They'd
my
already
brother.
tested it on the first few. You were,
so I was just like breezy,
yeah.
But my siblings probably hate me for that, but whatever. I guess I always just was courteous enough to like call my mum, make sure, let her know where I was, etc. But growing up, it was hard sometimes. Like you see your parents constantly working and they're not around to take you to places during the new year where all of your friends are, and they're going to the, what are they, like the holiday houses in Rye and stuff like that, and you're just kind of sitting there and your parents are, have that one day off the year, which is Christmas Day, and it's yeah, it's different when you come home and both of your parents aren't home, I guess.
Hardworking parents, though, and obviously instilled that in you as well. And I know that you have a very good work ethic. You have a business. You've had your business for 8 years.
Had, keyword.
Brows and lashes. We will talk about the closure of your business a little bit later. But tell us about Kalash. What was the inspo behind Kalash?
I think growing up, I was definitely that child that never knew what I wanted to do. I was always so confused, and I started looking at beauty courses one day and thought, God, I loved to get my nails done, my lashes done, my hair done, everything done. And I would only go to the best of the best. So I thought to myself, why not be the best of the best and give that same service that I love receiving back to people? And yeah, it was really, really fun. I did my diploma in beauty, finished that off, and I think halfway through that course I kind of thought, you know what, I really like doing lashes, and all the girls loved getting their lashes done by me at beauty school. So I thought, let me just do lashes. So it started from there. I opened up like a little beauty room and then worked in that for a couple of years, and then got my own studio, and then had a business partner, and then didn't have a business partner, and it was a lot. So it was really, really fun and really exciting. Yeah.
What are some of the highs and lows that come with owning a business? Let's start with the highs. What are the best things?
The highs. I think it's the fact that you are able to do whatever you want. Like, it's your business. You call the shots. No one's there dictating this is what you need to do. Make sure you meet this deadline by this day. You don't need to do any of that. I think the greatest thing is that you have that flexibility of going on a holiday whenever the hell you want.
You can pick and choose your hours,
definitely,
right?
100%.
Or if it's a day you don't feel like working, so if you don't have clients booked, you can just
chill out.
Do your thing.
Take Mondays off. I was having stress-free Mondays.
I love that.
Beautiful, lovely.
Love that. Very different to corporate life, which I work the 9-to-5 grind. Oh, it just doesn't stop. No. So, but with that though, I mean, there's obviously flexibility in owning your own business, but there's also, the downsides. Mm-hmm. What do you think in your 8 years of owning Kalash, what was one of the biggest challenges for you?
I think the biggest challenges was making myself happy as well as making my clients happy. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that a lot of business owners probably face now, is that they're not willing to set the boundaries, or they're not willing to see when it's time to set boundaries. So yeah, definitely. I think when it got to the later 8 years of me owning Kalash, it got really hard on my body, got really hard on my mental. I was exhausting myself, even though I was working 4 days a week, doing 2 long days where you're working 10 to 8, 9 o'clock at night.
That's
10
a
o'clock.
long day.
And you get home and you're finally having dinner at 10:30. Then you're having a shower. Then you're going to sleep. It became really exhausting for me. So I think like being able to understand when you need to put those boundaries in place and start thinking about yourself, especially myself being an empath. I always thought about how my clients would feel about things, but it was time that I finally put myself first and thought about how I felt about things. Yeah.
Did you ever have a moment where you wanted to give up?
Yeah, plenty of times. COVID was probably the biggest hit. Definitely took a toll on the beauty industry specifically. And that was a time that I definitely wanted to give up. But then also I think in the later years, when you do something for so long, you almost feel like you need to be challenged. And I wasn't being challenged in my business at that, in the later years. So that's definitely what led me to giving up. Now, not giving up. I don't call it giving up.
It's not giving up.
No, I think it's just trying something new, which we as humans need to do.
And 8 years is a long time. I think you don't give yourself enough credit.
That's a relationship, babe.
That is a relationship.
That's a lot. That's my longest relationship. 8 years commitment.
God, Case better outlive that one.
I know,
that's for
bless his
sure.
heart.
You talked a little bit about some of the implications that had on your body, and particularly some health issues. I know that you went through a few health issues. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so obviously when you do lashes, like your hand is in the one position all the time. And because I did the traditional way of lash extensions, which is manually making the fans for my clients as they are laying there and then applying it onto them.
Sounds very fancy.
So fancy. It's a lot. It's a lot of strain on your hand. And what started happening over time is that my thumb and my 2 fingers, my middle finger, my pointy finger, I started getting nerves running up my like forearm.
Was it like a burning type sensation? What was it?
It was kind of like a burning. It was almost like a tingling, but it was like a strain. Like, you know, when you go to the gym and like you've trained
lifted,
glutes
yeah.
and you can't walk up the stairs. It was pretty much like that, but 10 times worse. And yeah, I ended up getting an ultrasound done. They said that I had RSI, which is repetitive strain injury. And it just literally is from constantly being in this position. I guess holding your phone as well doesn't help, and all those things obviously contribute to making it worse. But as time went on, late last year, I ended up getting a ganglion cyst in my wrist as well. Also, you know, just everything else in terms of like back pain, neck pain. I would wake up in the mornings and I couldn't move my neck. I would have to.
You're kind of hunched
You're like
over, aren't
like
you?
slunched. Like, this is how I would sit all the time.
Hunchback of Notre Dame vibes.
Yeah, it was exhausting. And like, I feel like my posture was just horrible. I have to remind myself consciously to like sit up now.
I feel like we all do, even filming the podcast too. I'm always like, sit up straight.
So bad. It's like shoulders back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was a whole heap of things, obviously as well, like the mental fact of being I was literally like a safe. Like, imagine a big safe that was just holding in all of my clients, like deepest, darkest secrets, confessions, everything. So it mentally is exhausting, which then I think is what brings on the physical exhaustion. So yeah, it's a lot.
It's a really good point you make, because I know even when I go to see, you know, my hairdresser or people like that, they almost become your friends, right?
Besties.
And you end up telling them things that you wouldn't tell anyone else. And I can imagine for you emotionally, that would be a lot, right? You're taking on their feelings and their energy as well. And I know that you're a big believer in all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, what were some ways that you tried to deal with that?
Oh, it was hard. That's why I had to work 4 days. Yeah, look, obviously I had to cut down one of my days because it was too much for me to handle. But one of the biggest things I loved doing is just going to the beach, being near water, or just planting my feet like into grass.
Grounding.
Yeah, just really grounding myself. Seeing my psychologist was one of the best things. Like, I know most people will go to a psychologist for a problem. I would just like sit there and my psychologist is like, what's going on? I'm like, much. Big week, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, just having someone to talk to the same way my clients had someone to talk to, which was me. Yeah, that really, really helped me. I think definitely within the last year of my business, speaking to a psych was just so validating and just really comfortable being able to have that person.
I think in recent times I've seen less of a stigma around psychologists and going to therapy and all that kind of stuff, which is really nice that, you know, influencers and celebrities and people in the public eye particularly are being more open about that sort of stuff.
You shouldn't be shamed at all. Like, I don't think you dealing with mental health, dealing with physical health, whatever it has to be, you are the person that is suffering at the end of the day. So why not use the people that you need to use to get through that for yourself, not for anyone else? Because if you're a good person, then you're going to be good to other people. So I think, yeah, definitely that stigma has faded.
I think it has dissipated.
I think some people are still really like, no, I don't want to, because maybe they're like scared of it as well. It's a really confronting thing sometimes, and you learn more about yourself with it. So, yeah, I think it's a great thing to do. I love my psych. He's beautiful.
What was the biggest thing you learnt in the 8 years about yourself?
I've never been asked that question. I think it's just how empathetic I can be. And sometimes understanding when that kind of, I need to put like a wedge in that empathy.
A barrier.
Yeah, like a little barrier of like, you know, you can care so much, but when you start to take it on, and I learnt this very on in my business, when you start to take that on with you and go home with it, it starts to cause a problem for yourself. But yeah, just, you know, being empathetic, but also knowing when to put that little wedge through it and just block it off.
And, you know, I've told you that before, that you are a big empath because you are the best person at giving advice and hearing people out. And I think that's something that I wish more people were like that, and girls in particular too, because it is hard to find, you know, really just genuine, empathetic girls that get it and just really kind and understanding. So I love you. We're just like declaring our love to everyone on the podcast. Our boyfriends are probably listening to us thinking, what is going on? I love that. Let's talk plastic surgery.
Oh, let's
do it. Okay. You have been very open and transparent about the procedures and cosmetic treatments that you have had over the many years. Talk to me about your decision to undergo a breast augmentation. Let's start there.
What do you want to know?
Well,
everything.
Why did you want to get your breast done in the first place?
I think it started just during COVID. Oh, I can't even remember the time actually. Every time I went to the beach, every time summer came around, I would dread putting on a bikini triangle top. I felt like I was a surfboard. I feel like
you're preaching to the choir here.
I felt like I wasn't like a woman because I didn't have like breasts. So yeah, my girlfriend and business partner at the time, she actually had her breasts done, and I thought to myself, oh, you know what? It's not going to hurt. We'll be right. So yeah, definitely I went for a consultation, and the doctor that I saw and surgeon that I saw was actually so beautiful that I literally was like, sign me up, put me under the bed.
So you just vibed with, was it him, her? Did you see vibe with him instantly? Yeah. And you knew, you felt it, that it was right?
Yeah. I knew what I wanted and I knew what I didn't want. I didn't want like a big fake look, but then I also didn't want them to not look like they were done. Like I was kind of caught in between. And he was really like he really helped me understand like what size would look good on my body, catering, you know, the fact that I don't have wide hips, etc. And he like factored in my proportions to, I guess, the implant size that he chose. And I just felt really comfortable. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Sign me in. Sign the papers. Let's do it.
Sign your life away. Did you go in with any photos or inspo pics of like boobs that you liked, or did you kind of just let him do his thing?
I was on a Facebook page.
Okay.
I'm not going to disclose which one. But so many people upload their stats, their height, etc. and
about their boobs?
Yeah, about their boobs. And they'll just kind of talk about, you know, like they'll upload a photo of themselves and say, hey, anyone with like similar stats to me, what was your result like, etc. So
wow, very open forum. So it's all women, obviously,
all
just
women.
Posting about their stats, right?
Yeah. So I would post on that and see everyone's results. But then I think I also kept a really open mind in the sense that a lot of bodies are different, or everyone's body is different. And so that same result with the same statistics as me is going to be very, very different on my body. So yeah, I think I did do like a little bit of research on what I wanted to look like, but at the same time I didn't put too much thought into it. I just kind of was like, yeah, just put these implants in, let's go.
But you went in with very real expectations.
Definitely, yeah.
Which is really important, because I think some people that undergo these types of procedures think that, you know, oh, it's going to be perfect, it's going to be amazing. And sometimes there are complications or other things that can happen, which you are no stranger to that. Did you have any complications, or have you had any ongoing issues with your breast?
Yes. So I've had my breasts done 3 times now.
3 times? Wow.
Yes. I know. 3's a charm. The first time I was so happy with them. I had 380 cc's and I was like, it was perfection, the size, everything. Later, after about maybe 6 to 8 months, I started noticing that my implants were kind of like slipping in my chest cavity.
They were like moving around, you mean?
Not moving around, but like when I would lay down on my back, like if I was at the beach and I was tanning on my back, I would notice that my implants would kind of fall to my pits.
Oh, my boobs do that anyway. They just go straight
Everyone's
out to the
does.
side.
Naturally, it's just anatomy. Like that is meant to happen.
Gotcha.
But it was more so the fact that you've got substance in your boob when you've got an implant. Yeah, so I could kind of see my sternum and it was making me feel a little bit conscious. So I went back to my doctor, we did a revision and he tightened my pocket because my natural pocket had actually loosened from the implant size. And then after that it happened again. So then we went for a bigger implant we did an internal bra, which kind of like meshes your implants together. It's like a piece of mesh.
Wow.
It's crazy. They put it in between your chest cavity and the implants kind of like sit closer together and also tightened my tissue again. But the same thing has happened. Now, you get to a point with surgery where it's not a one size fits all. Everyone's bodies are so complicated, and you either come to a point of like just understanding it. Like sometimes it really annoys me and I'm like, oh, this is just really ugh. But then also sometimes you get to a point where you're like, how many times are you going to keep playing with yourself? Like you just got to be a bit complacent with what you've got and happy.
It's acceptance too, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think
it's just not going to be perfect.
No, and I think we are always chasing perfection as humans.
Because we see it.
We see it, and I think with the age of social media too, it has just destroyed people's expectations and also the impacts on mental health too. What was that like for you? Did you see a real change in your outlook on yourself and how you viewed yourself after you got your boobs done?
I think I definitely felt a bit more feminine, which was so nice, like buying bikinis and like seeing that you've got these nice jungas, nice melons on your chest was nice. Wearing dresses and like not having to worry about like, your boobs falling out because they're just stuck there, or wearing backless dresses and like
don't have a bra strap hanging out.
Yeah, it's so nice having boobs. It definitely changed my confidence because I was like, whoa, I can wear outfits now. I can slay in everything I wear.
You have nice boobs, okay?
Thanks.
They're great.
Yeah, I know.
You should be very proud.
My greatest asset. And also like, it's just, you really feel like.
You feel yourself.
Yeah. So nice.
Now, let's talk about rhinoplasty.
Okay.
Tell
Expose me.
We're uncovering it all. I told you. Nothing is off limits. Your nose job, right? Multiple.
Side profile.
We'll zoom in on your gorgeous side profile. Maybe that's the thumbnail for the video. Tell me about your very first nose job that you had done.
Okay, so first nose job I ever had. Obviously being an Arab, you have an ethnic nose. So I grew up and I was like, this needs to come off my face ASAP. Like that was not it. But bless being an Arab and having a schnoz like that.
It's a cultural thing though.
It is,
isn't
babe.
it? I mean, I'm Greek Italian.
They like to smell the herbs in the food. That's why.
That's exactly what it's for.
So obviously when I was about 15, actually, I went to my first ENT surgeon. 15. It was crazy.
That's young.
Yeah. So I went to my ENT and I said, I don't want this nose. Give me something else. And he said, you're 15, maybe let's revisit when you're a little bit older.
Oh, so he put a stop to it.
He put a stop to it, yeah.
Okay,
Bless his heart. So I think I got to about 17 turning 18 and I'd visited my a different ENT and I said, I want to get my nose done. He was like, yeah, that's fine. You've got breathing issues naturally as well. So we'll correct that and we'll also do some little aesthetics to it. And I was like, sure, do it. I'm here for the aesthetics, but if we're going to go for health too, let's do that. So I got my first nose job when I was probably about 18. And then a year later, I went in for a revision because there was like a tiny little dent somewhere just on my bridge that I needed him to correct. But I also wanted him to de-project my nose because I had such a long nose. He just didn't. He fixed a little dent. He didn't de-project me. So obviously your nose and your ears grow.
Yes.
So that grew.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize about rhinoplasty.
Yes, because when you're so young, you're going to change. Like your body doesn't fully mature up until you're in your like late 20s. Yeah. And even then, like I'm still looking at things on my body like what evolution's happening here? So I think I'm trying to remember the age. I think I got to about like 23 or 24 and I was like, I hate my nose. I had filled my face with chin filler, cheek filler, Botox, lip filler. You don't even want to see.
Are we talking like
sausage? Not sausage,
okay.
Not sausage. But I had like my lips are naturally quite big.
Yeah. But was that to compensate
The length.
For the length of the nose.
Yes.
So you were trying to balance out the rest of your face doing that. Okay. You
Yeah.
weren't just some crazy woman injecting yourself.
No. But also lip filler was a trend back then. So I was like, yeah,
it absolutely was.
Yeah, so I overcompensated with a lot of filler in my face for the length of my nose. And I got to a point where I hated taking photos of myself. I hated like which specific angle photos were taken. I didn't want to be in videos. I didn't want to be a part of anything that like included my face because of how irritated I was by my nose. And I think it just got to a point as well where I started to see how full on my face was because of how much filler I had put into it that I was like, I don't want this. So I made the decision to dissolve my filler, get all the filler of my lips out, and I started looking for new surgeons. But yeah, I was conflicted.
I think what you said before about, overfilling the face and what have you, you try to compensate for other elements to try and balance out the face. But even that within itself is a really slippery slope because you end up forgetting what you originally looked like as well.
Yeah.
And, it just becomes a really dangerous downward spiral.
100%.
And then you get to, later stages in your life and you look back at photos and think, oh, my goodness, was I really walking around like that?
Yeah.
But I think the whole thing with, the nose, and it's a cultural thing, it's an ethnic thing, and it is a personal choice at the end of the day. And there are some people who are okay and they feel like that is a part of them.
Yeah.
It's a trait and a characteristic that they feel proud of. And for other people, it's something that they want to change.
And that's fine.
Yeah. But
whatever floats your boat.
You definitely, though, don't want to have a complex where you're walking around and, like you said, you're so conscious about, cameras catching you from particular angles and all that kind of stuff, because that's not nice either.
And I think when you initially, like, especially when it is your face, body parts you can conceal with clothes, etc. But when it's your face, you, as a female, you can conceal it with makeup, but
to a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Or in my case, filler, Botox, whatever it was. I mean anti-wrinkle, sorry. But then you also get to a point where you, like, that's also a financial commitment that you need to commit. Yeah. And it's also just waking up in the morning, the first thing you see is your face. And not to feel comfortable in it gives you as an individual merit to want to change it. And if you change it and you're not happy with the result of it, then you're still going to be unhappy. Yep. Knowing that you're still not going to get a perfect result, you're still unhappy.
And I know people that have done many revisions, whether it's rhinoplasty or boobs, and I mean, you can attest to this too, that you're never going to get the perfect result.
No.
You just aren't. And I feel like there is an element where you do need to accept that
100%.
and be okay with what you have.
Yeah.
Because sometimes then when you touch your face too much or your boobs, or your bum, whatever it is, it ends up far worse than what it originally was. Yeah. And you just wish that you could turn back the clock and have not done anything else. Now, I know you have spoken at great length about going to Turkey to have your nose done.
Yes.
So I am curious, how did this come about? Where did you find this surgeon? Did you just get on a flight and go to Turkey and just think, yep, getting my nose done?
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Honestly, basically.
You're very brazen, aren't you?
I know. So Turkey, I consulted with 3 surgeons here in Melbourne.
So you did your due diligence,
yeah. And I wanted to make sure that I could see what they would have to say. For me, because my the bridge of my nose was so far shaved down, I needed a bit more of a reconstructive and cosmetic surgery to be done. And yeah, I just, no shade to Australia, but like I just feel like the surgeons here are really scared to take a risk with surgery. So I kind of looked into Turkey at the time and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to Turkey. Maybe I'll have a look at the surgeons there. So I'd contacted like a dozen and got quotes, prices, consults, whatever. And I was so inundated with information that I actually decided to take a pause. And I said, I'm not going to go ahead with any surgeon, Australia, Turkey, wherever, I don't care. So I took a pause and then I came back and I kind of thought to myself, you know what? I'm just going to go to Turkey.
Stuff it. Just get on a flight and go to Turkey.
What have I got to lose? A nose? We're already unhappy with it.
You've already done it twice.
Let's go.
Let's give it one more go.
That's a charm. Yeah, so I narrowed my search down to 3 surgeons like I did here in Melbourne, and I kind of just went on vibe. It was so weird. I literally picked my surgeon off vibe.
Hang on. Let's just clarify.
I wasn't even
for
speaking to
people.
my surgeon. I was speaking to his assistant, mind you. So I was speaking to the assistant and I was like, yep, vibe.
I like your energy.
I like her. We're going to go for her.
But we're talking about though vibe over WhatsApp. Is that right? Or
Yeah.
were you on phone calls?
No,
with
WhatsApp,
them?
just chats.
I cannot believe
Yeah,
you're
it's
chatting
so
to them on
weird.
WhatsApp.
Yeah, it's weird as. You send your photos, you have like a little consultation
Wow.
with them. You tell them what you want, what you don't want, any inspo photos, whatever. Yes, we can do. They can all do. Every surgeon can
I feel
do.
like they're very compliant. They're
Yes.
just,
Yeah,
they'll do
yeah.
anything.
I don't know what possessed me, honestly. I almost felt like I just knew it was a right thing to do, because I knew that if I stayed here and I was unhappy, I was bound to go in for a revision, and I just did not want to be under the knife anymore.
It's scary going under the knife. Like, let's just be
It's
very
not fun.
clear about that. It's not fun, but it's also very dangerous too. And
It
there's only
is.
so many times for your body to be put under.
Yep.
And then it gets really serious and
Yeah.
there can be other complications. I mean, I'm just going to say it. There have been so many women and men who have gone under the knife and who have died on the operating table.
100%.
Like, it's
And you
it's
just
a
don't
real
know
thing.
if it's going to be you,
You
right?
just don't
because
know.
you're actually unconscious.
Yep.
Like you're in a coma. To
And
be
you're putting
fair,
your faith in
induced.
these people.
Yeah,
to do the
your
right
your
thing.
body, your life, your everything. Yeah, it was scary. To be honest, when I got to Turkey, I had to go straight from the airport to my surgeon, and I was kind of like, what have I done?
Okay, so you had a moment where you were second guessing.
I had a moment before I had even gotten onto my flight where like a couple weeks before, where I had started actually thinking maybe a little bit. So I started searching on my surgeon, because I was like, what if he's not accredited? What if he hasn't even got his med license? What if he's not a surgeon? What
Okay,
if
we're
it's all
not
a hoax?
endorsing any of this behaviour. We want to
No,
make sure
I just
that for
wanna be
anyone
psycho.
going to do surgeries, you're doing your due diligence and researching.
So, yeah, I thought, let me just actually make sure that I'm in safe hands here. Anyway, I did all the research. There was very little research on my surgeon.
That's a good start.
Yeah, right. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to go. Whatever. When we got to Turkey, I was myself. And I went straight from the aeroplane to the consulting clinic. And, yeah, I was in the consulting clinic, you know, like they're taking photos of you. They're looking at your nose. Like it's all very much, considering they don't speak English much too. Like with my surgeon, he spoke very little English. It was all up to the assistant. So you're kind of yourself, I'm not going to lie.
Wow.
You're very, very scared. But, yeah, he was so lovely, my surgeon.
I want to ask you honestly, any cons of medical tourism?
Oh, definitely a lot. I think there's going to be cons with medical tourism, and there's also going to be cons with tourism, like just
Locally.
just local.
For sure.
You have the risk of obviously your life being at risk, and that's one thing that I think a lot of people forget, because they're so focused on the look that they want to achieve that they actually forget their health and their well-being. I also think sometimes, you know, like, I don't say this in a way, like, please don't take me the wrong way, but, you know, if it's Australian, it's trusted almost. When it's overseas, you don't know how well trusted, like, you know, we have standards.
regulations
Yeah,
and
different
standards. Yeah, for
regulations. And
sure.
our regulations are put in place to protect us as Australians, right? So, you know, I know with implants, Australians have a certain implant that they don't use, where overseas they will use because they will use it. But in Australia, we don't use it because, you know, a few women have tested positive for breast cancer and they want to avoid that. So I think there are certain rules and whatnot in place for a reason, but I also think that if you're going to go overseas and do surgery, that it's really important for you to just do your research and maybe question yourself as well. Why are you doing it? Is this what you want? What is it going to achieve? What if it's something that you don't want? And what if something goes wrong? Then what? Because that was one thing that I had to question myself as well going overseas, was if he stuffs up my nose, then what? Like, I'm going to come back to Australia and maybe a surgeon doesn't want to touch me because I went overseas.
And that is a reality of the situation.
Yeah. So it's definitely a risk, but it's a risk that you need to be comfortable taking.
For sure.
Thinking about everything.
For sure. Absolutely. And I think, like you said, I mean, there are risks with cosmetic surgery in general. Doesn't matter where you are doing it, but you do have to do your due diligence and do your research. So great advice for anyone who is considering surgery. Let's switch gears and talk about your journey in Miss Universe Australia, which is where I met you. I remember meeting you on the very first content day. Wow, what a time that was.
That was so funny. That was like this time last year.
It was, because the new girls are gearing up. They're getting ready to compete this year. What was your motivation for entering the competition?
I think I definitely wanted to be challenged, and that was challenging. But, yeah, my motivation for it was definitely, one, to be challenged, to build more confidence. And I had a message that I wanted to bring a bit more awareness towards as well.
And what was your message?
I wanted a little bit more awareness towards women's sexual health and just how to protect, respect your bodies as well as women, especially younger women. And, yeah, women in our generation, how they can take precautions, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And it's something that's so important. I think it is a little bit of a taboo subject as well.
Definitely.
People don't speak about enough, and there is a bit of a stigma
100%.
Around it too. But it's something that I think more people like yourself and other girls should be talking about. And it's important to have, you know, really forward females that are open to talking about
open the conversation.
These things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How did you prepare mentally and physically for the competition? Apart from having beautiful boobs.
I didn't.
Super 8.
I kind of just walked into it with, you know what, it is what it is. Here I am. Take me or leave me. Love me or hate me.
I love that about you.
Yeah,
though.
I just
you
really
don't apologize for anything.
Didn't really care. Like, mentally, obviously, you have to build a bit of resilience. I think when I walked into, after state finals and being a national finalist, you're challenged a little bit more mentally. So that's probably where it kind of got a bit harder. But yeah, just walked in with the mindset of it's who I am, whatever.
Did you find yourself at any point in the competition comparing yourself to other girls? Because
Definitely.
You are surrounded by, and I know that I went through this as well, the very first content day, seeing all the girls, and mind you, that was only the Victorian girls, seeing them all in person. And the first thing that went through my mind was, holy moly, I am nowhere near as pretty as these girls here.
Yeah.
How am I going to do this? That was the very first thing, which is such an awful thing to think. But it was
the reality.
Like it's the reality. And yeah, you just end up comparing yourself to people and critiquing yourself. And I'd look at other girls and think, oh my God, she's got prettier eyes than me and her nose is nicer than mine. And it's awful. Did you experience any of that sentiment?
I think definitely you're bound to compare yourself. You compare yourself with your friends or your family or just anyone in general. I think as well we're in that world where we sit down on social media and we just compare ourselves to people that we're following. So, yeah, definitely through Miss Universe there was a time where I was strong up until...
You were strong.
Yeah, I was strong. Like, I was the second shortest girl.
The short girls.
Yeah, the short girls. I don't have a flat core. Like, I love my bread. I'm an Arab. I love eating. So, yeah, I think that was definitely a time where, it affected me the most was when we were in Vietnam and I was really tested. I remember crying in the toilets and just thinking.
Oh, I cried too, babe, during Miss Universe. Please
I think
don't.
Everyone cried, honestly. It's so safe to say everyone's cried. I definitely cried. And I think it was just I mentally had to encourage myself that everyone's body is perfectly beautiful for them. And I also have a perfectly beautiful body for myself. So get out there and do what you're here to do because they've picked you for a reason. So, yeah, it definitely is challenging, and I think you don't realise that that's going to be a challenge when you are signing up for it.
It's so true.
Because
you're just in your own bubble, aren't you?
Yeah, and you're just so fixated on what your message is, what you're here for. You're preparing for interviews and content days and doing this and doing that. you don't actually sit down and think how everyone else is going to affect you. You know what people wear and their dresses and their jewelry and their outfits and how well put everyone is together, and you're just like,
oh, and everyone was trying to show each other up. Let's be real, okay? Yeah. Do you remember in Vietnam, like we would be going to a dinner in the lobby, mind you.
Dressed like we're going to a wedding.
Dressed like we're going to a wedding. The girls, the ball gowns that were pulled out.
It was fun though. I really enjoyed that glam side of it. Like, I did love dressing up. I love doing that. But yeah, it was a lot.
Let's talk a little bit about social media, because I saw one of your TikTok videos go viral.
Tooth flosser? Or no?
Oh my goodness, the tooth flosser one was hilarious. You trying to use the water flosser. Your video that went viral on TikTok, you were making plans with friends in the car. 1.8 million views, nearly 2 million views. What happened?
I actually don't know how that blew up. Like the most effortless video. Nothing. Me and my girlfriends were just organising our lives and organising our next date. Recorded it, popped it on, and 1 point something million views.
Isn't that insane?
Crazy. It was actually crazy.
I love that your content, though, is not too filtered or planned, in the sense that you will just set the camera up, and I love the videos where you are able to just talk so naturally and you just give people advice and share things, story times. I feel like that type of content really resonates with people, and you give me like big sister vibes. I get that sense, and I love that is your approach to TikTok and to social media. Do you ever get fixated, though, on things like follow count?
Not really, to be honest. Not really at all. No. Me and my partner were actually talking about this yesterday, and we'll talk about hate comments. But no, it doesn't bother me. It does not bother me. Like if someone's got 100,000, if someone's got 2,000, it does not. You know what? My ex-business partner taught me something. At the time, I was booked out with my business, and she was not that booked out with her business, but she had more followers on Instagram than what I had. And I said to her, I need to get more followers. I need to make my page look better. And she was like, Lil, you are booked out and you have less than 1,000 followers.
That within itself should speak volumes.
And she was like, I'm not booked out like you are, and I've got over 2,000. And it really put things into perspective for me. And I think I've carried that with me till this day, because it doesn't determine anything. Maybe credibility a little bit, because when you see someone's a little bit authorized, verified, they've got the tick, you're like, oh yeah, who's this? I'm intrigued. But no, it doesn't mean anything to me.
I know that you also do a lot of work with brands, and, people reach out to you and they want to collaborate and all that fun stuff. Would you consider yourself an influencer?
No. No, I think I'm just
more of a
creative.
UGC creator?
Yeah. I would just call myself creative. I wouldn't even call myself – I would do UGCs for companies, but I think I just call myself a creator.
Yeah.
I love to create the videos. Honestly, like when people meet me in public and they say, I watch your TikTok videos, I love them.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just so nice hearing it and just knowing what videos they love. Like just having a little conversation, like what videos do you like? Do you like the sheen hauls?
Yes.
Like which ones?
My favourite was the water flosser. For anyone who hasn't seen that video, I think we might link it in the show notes, because it was just so hilarious. What is the truth, though, behind influencer events? Because I know that you get invited to a lot of events.
Yeah. What's
it like going to those? Is it what it's all cracked up to be on social media?
No, I mean, look, I haven't been to too many, but I've been to a few. It can be intimidating. Like when I'm comfortable with someone, I'm comfortable, and you'll see the personality of me come out. But when you don't know people, you're kind of all just standing in the corner with like your little
Everyone's on their phones and taking photos,
taking content. You almost don't know when to have fun.
Yeah.
But then you also don't want to not catch the fun on camera because you want to repost it or record it and make a video of it. So, yeah, sometimes it can be really interesting. I think it just depends.
I know. I've been to so many events and I always try and take someone with me because I find that it's a bit daunting, as you said. It's nice to have a support person or someone with you. My partner comes, carries my bag, my camera, the whole deal. So that's nice to have someone with you. But my biggest issue with influencer events is everyone just being on their phones at a dinner or just not actually involved in conversation and in the moment. And I get that you're obviously there because the brand or business has invited you to create content, and so you want to do your part for them. But I also feel like we're really missing that connection with people. And it's just the one thing for me that I almost dread in a sense, because I hate that feeling of just sitting down in front of someone, and I feel like the only person that I really talk to is my partner, because no one else around me feels like they actually want to contribute to any conversation. And so I feel awkward sometimes approaching them and being hey, I'm, you're trying to introduce yourself.
I've got like 2,000.
And sometimes they just don't care, or you get like a blank look from them.
And that's the thing too. It's almost like your like if you are not within their standard of followers, you're just like, sorry, you're beneath me.
You're beneath me. Isn't that awful?
Not beneath me, but like you're not on my caliber. Like you're just, who are you? Sorry, with your 10,000.
And the number,
you didn't work hard for the 10,000. It just eventually followed you. They accumulated. I've got 100,000, babe. What are you talking about?
It's just a number at the end of the day. And I think that the take-home message here is don't get too fixated on it.
No.
Because even people with millions and millions of followers, I mean, you can see in the media recently with the whole Michaela Tester and Anna Paul thing, they've got millions of followers and making millions of dollars, and they're going through it.
Yeah.
So everything's come out in the wash. I'm going to wrap this because I realise we've been talking for so long, and I could talk to you for 3 hours.
Same.
Let's do a bit of a would you rather Q&A, because this is a closing tradition on the podcast. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Question number 1, reality TV or documentary?
Oh, documentaries. Oh, a bit of both. I'm watching Dubai Bling at the moment.
So am I. Oh, my God. Okay, wait, let's talk offline about that. Question number 2, long hair or short hair, which I know is controversial for you because you do both.
Yeah, long hair, though.
You confuse me with your hair because one day you're long and one day you're short.
I know.
Okay, Kim Kardashian, like, who are you?
Long hair, definitely, for me.
Okay.
I do love, like, a nice, sharp.
You look hot with a bob.
Thank you. Don't. I'll go cut it tomorrow.
Squats or Stairmaster?
First of all, neither.
You told me you work out.
Yeah, but I love upper body. Every time I think of doing lower body, I want to run.
Okay. Well, forget I asked that. Would you rather have one real friend or 10 fake friends?
One real, of course. 100.
Of course. Hot matcha or cold matcha?
Hot, always.
House or R&B music?
R&B.
You are such an R&B girl, aren't you?
I'm
a house girl. So
I'm like an old school lumber girl.
Yeah. Short nails or long nails?
Short.
Sneakers or heels? You got to pick one.
Sandals?
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 Oh, she loves getting the dogs out. Okay.
We didn't pay for this pedicure for them.
Actually, you got it out today, don't you?
No, I think sneakers, definitely.
Last thing you Googled. Can you remember? You don't have your phone on you now.
I don't know.
Okay. I'll ask you that after again. Texting or calling?
Calling all the time. FaceTiming all the time.
Can you remember the last thing you Googled? Because that's the last question.
I honestly think it might have been a gut health friendly recipe.
Okay.
Or tablet of some sort, like a microbiome.
Love that.
Tablet. Yeah, I don't know.
Gut health is important.
It is very
Maybe
important.
we'll save that for another episode.
100%.
You are a gem. Thank you so much for coming on. This was such a fun conversation.
Thank you for
having me. We have
having
absolutely
me.
yapped in everyone's ears today, which has been
sorry in advance.
Such a delight. Episodes will be released every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify and YouTube. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Smile the Makeover Scoop. As always, please send in any questions you have, guests you want to see on the show. We love hearing from you guys, so you can DM or email us. Next week, though, we're changing it up. We are bringing in some male energy. We have ex-AFL star Jaden Stevenson coming in to talk about all things AFL, his smile makeover journey, and plenty more. So you won't want to miss that. Thank you guys so much, and stay tuned for next week.
Thank you, guys.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice. Please consult with a professional for specific advice tailored to your situation.